loved ones. It's Bernadette. I'm here with your Pick a Card Tarot reading for Monday, March the 8th. Okay, so, and guess what? It's me. I'm live and in person. And so we had a little bit of technical difficulties this morning. So this is an impromptu live. Goodness knows where it's going to go. I've opened up the chat. I figure if I'm going to go live, hey, chat with me. I'll answer questions for as long as I'm going to be on this live. And we've got a lot to go over this morning. Holy guacamole. So for those of you just joining me here on the channel, thank you. Welcome. Welcome to the Wild Pack. You never know what's going to happen. It's full of all mystical, magical things about spirit, totem, power animals. I read from my own award-winning, history-making Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. And for those of you that are long time with me, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. You guys have already we very softly opened the forums last week, gatheringofmystics.com. And oh my gosh, it's the conversations are going and the healings are already working and the knowledge, the wisdom is already being shared. So thank you very much. I also want to, I'm going to have to, you guys, every day, I've got to lead up to this Kickstarter. For those of you that know the ARC, you know that in 2019, the whole community was so supportive and ran a Kickstarter, raised $50,000 to get the art going. And I, part of those proceeds, of course, I donated to the animal charities that I work with. But this year, for the Kickstarter for the new book that's coming out, I have made it very clear. I'm telling everybody I am pledging $5,000 from my profits. Because I can't raise money for a charity on Kickstarter, so I'm adhering to their rules, but I am pledging $5,000 to charities that have to do with the prevention of cruelty to animals. Because April is Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Month. We're gonna celebrate the great work we're gonna do, where we're just gonna get rid of cruelty to animals for all time to come. I'm pledging that, and I'm gonna donate that $5,000 by the end of 2021. And I'm going to have the folks that, the charities that I donate to, we're going to have, either I'll talk to them via Skype or I'll go meet them personally. You'll see the check exchanging hands. It will be very transparent. I think authenticity is so important. And so, oh yeah, okay, so that's all the housekeeping. Now let's get into the reading and let me take, y'all, I'm going to have to drink water all through this video. In just a second, you're going to see why. Holy guacamole. Okay. So yesterday, and wow, those of you that love the Sunday ceremony, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that. The emails that I got and the Facebook messages, I'm still trying to work through them, you guys. I'm on it, but I'm on it. I'll get back with you at some point, I promise. But so here's the story. The amount of people that had the whale card come to them, during that ceremony, I just couldn't ignore that. There were just so many of you that had whale show up. Whale is a spirit, totem, and power animal. And the messages and the impact and the everything that whale, and lots of different whales. Some people are very specific. It's a blue whale, it's a sperm whale, it's a beluga whale. One person had a whale shark come through to them, which is weird. Not really weird, but I am actually going to the Atlanta Aquarium, and they let you in the tank, like literally in the tank, with those ginormous whale sharks and the giant sea turtles and the big mantas, like the big mantas. So anyway, it was just very interesting that whale shark came to this person. So all that being said, when I was like, okay, well, I really feel like whale needs to be the pick a card reading for tomorrow, just because so many of you was in already so many of your consciousness. And when I sat this morning and I asked Whale to start speaking to me, now in my deck, the Whale card is the Judgment card, right? And I'm holding it up because I'm doing this live. I don't have all my fancy little graphics coming in this morning. The Whale is the Judgment card. And in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, which is what my ARC is based off of, right? It's based, all of the cards have animals on them that correlate to the traditional Rider-Waite card. And the Judgment card, its tarot card meanings are about, you've made it through the dark night of the soul. You're raising again. You're coming out of your coffin. You're still a little bit with a foot in the other world and a foot in this world, but you are rising again. And so that speaks to new life. It speaks to new opportunities. It speaks to second chances. And when I was like, okay, I get that. I understand why whale is about that. Okay, but what's the message? And I kept wanting to say to Spirit, what's the bigger message? Because I had a feeling that there was a bigger message than that. And sure enough, there is. So whale has come for you all this morning to talk about relationships. And what that means is whales are, I don't know if you all know this, but barnacles attach to whales and because they get a free ride and they get free food. Now, when you take a look at the study of the barnacle and whale relationship, scientists don't really think that biologically that bothers the whale too much. And it never occurred to me. I'll do that sometime today. Maybe, well, actually I'm asking in my spirit right now for that to be sent to me. Okay, so biologically that may not bother them, but what about psychologically? Do whales wish they would get off of them? And somebody had a couple of you guys had a killer whale come through that was actually not scary at all. It was amazing about this killer whale in protection of them, by the way. So during the Sunday ceremony yesterday. So when I sat and I thought, what I was shown is a vision of how whales are known to go up under things like boats in marinas and other things where they can scrape those barnacles off of themselves. So I've got to believe that at some point the barnacles bother them, even if it's psychologically or emotionally. And all of the sudden, and maybe, you know what, this could be the power of suggestion. I don't even know. Hold on, you guys. I think I have to start the chat. I think somebody's trying to chat with me this morning, and Joel's not here. Joel's not here with me this morning. So all that being said, it might have been the power of suggestion. I don't know. But the point is that it made me feel, when I was getting ready and thinking about everything this morning, I did not want anything extra on me. I didn't want mousse in my hair. I had to put a little bit of hairspray in and fluff my hair, but there's like literally that much hairspray in my hair. And I didn't want anything around my neck. And I was like, and then all of a sudden I'm like, knowing I've got to get this thing going this morning, thinking there was an upload, there wasn't going to be, it's a long story. But anyway, man, I just, if I saw a little speck of anything on the floor, I had to pick it up. I had to, all those kinds of things. And I got to thinking as it was coming into me, because then, holy cow, I got so thirsty all of a sudden, so thirsty. And I stay really, really hydrated, but I was so thirsty. So I went and grabbed water, and I'm guzzling. I must have drank a half a gallon of water. And then Spirit goes, hello, Bernadette, hello. And I'm like, oh, I get it. Okay, I get it. Okay. Here's the bottom line. There's a yin and a yang thing going on here with whale as your spirit totem and power animal for your pick a card this morning. And what that is if you've got things attached to you, old beliefs, people who are glomming on, trying to catch a free ride, and maybe you're like, well, they're family or they're close friends and I love them, or it's this or it's that. It's, I'll carry their weight for a little while and it doesn't really bother you at the moment. Whale is calling for you to take a second look at that. Because even if scientists don't feel like or haven't been able to determine that all of those barnacles bother the whales biologically, if they didn't bother those whales, they would never ever try to scrape them off, and they do. So there's something else at work there. There's something else at work, and you may not even see it consciously. This may be a subconscious thing, but there's a call for you to scrape off, to just scrape yourself clean. Perfectly clean. I can't tell you how many times I washed my hands this morning. I can't tell you. I just was like obsessed. It was truly an OCD thing about wanting to everything be sparkly, perfectly clean, and start moving forward like in the Judgment card with a clean slate, with all of the attachments, anything that was weighing me down and bogging me down. Because here's the thing. you know, the scientists that are like, well, it doesn't bother them. Okay, but what if out there in the oceans, in the seas somewhere, are some whales who have so many barnacles on them that it's weighing them down? It really, really is bothering them. They can only observe the whales that they can observe. And if you're just feeling way, 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 way bogged down, way, way, way bogged down, it's got to be, you got to get rid of it. You just got to get rid of it. You've got to literally scrape it off. And I had the vision this morning. Man, I'm hoping you guys are seeing this. I'm not seeing things pop up. Again, Joel couldn't be with me here this morning, and so I'm just trying to try this on my own. I hope I'm not messing it up. But I literally had the vision of y'all standing there with almost like an energy wand and just scrape. I mean, from the top to the, and scrubbing. So whether you're going to do this, mentally, whether you're really going to take a loofah and visualize scraping all the barnacles off of you, okay. You just got to do that. You've got to do that today, tomorrow, whenever. Just scrape off what is getting value from you, but you're not getting value from it. Now, the flip side of that is there are, and I don't feel like this is very many of you. I feel like it's a very tiny bit. Hold on. Y'all, I'm going to sound like an ocean wave when I get up from my chair. I've had so much water this morning, but that's a call for me that when I start to feel things physically in the psychic world, I'm like, okay, what is that all about? I feel like you're getting sucked dry, literally sucked dry by all these barnacles. And again, and I'm going to move on to the smaller portion of you that actually need to let a few barnacles on you, but the larger portion of you, you're literally getting sucked dry. You're being dehydrated mentally, emotionally, physically by all of these barnacles that have glommed onto you. You must get rid of them. You must, because in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot card for the Judgment, there's this beautiful angel hanging up in there. And that's just such a call that once you shed that weight, once you shed the glommers-oners, the hangers-oners, the people that are sucking you dry, the situations that are sucking you dry, the people that are sucking you dry, even yourself. What if in your mental state you're sucking yourself dry? I've had some conversations with some folks, some through readings and just some through conversations this past week, that, my gosh, the negative self-talk, and I think we all do it to some extent, but holy guacamole, the negative self-talk has just been, wow, it's been eye-opening. And I wish that I could just, wave a magic wand, my little magic wand that sits in front of me all day, every day, and just go bibbidi bobbidi boo and get rid of that, because it's not good, and you know it. And we all know that negative self-talk is not good, but it's really especially not good for people that are trying to move in the light and do things in the light. So all of that said, there is a small portion of you out there that is really being called to actually carry the load a little bit, not a lot. You're not being asked to carry the load a lot, but there are some things within inside of yourself, things outside of yourself, situations, people in your jobs, and this, listen, everything can always go toward whatever animals you have, whatever pets you have. I hate calling them pets because that says that we own them, and we really don't. It's more like companions. I'll just use the word companions. And it can have to do with anything, but I don't want to say leadership so much as maybe you're not carrying your fair share of the load, and you know that you should. So this is definitely a call for you to go ahead and, get your share of the load going. And you don't have to carry it for very long, and it doesn't have to be very much, but just one or two little things here or there, it'll be awesome. So one more thing about whale that's coming through is they are just so big. They're just so big that, and I feel my heart settling down. I feel like my now that the message has been delivered, I don't feel so voraciously thirsty. I just feel this sense of peace and this sense of calm. And some of that has to do with, I've got to believe they understand how large they are. I mean, really, you know, the largest whales, they only have a very few critters to be afraid of. Mostly it's man. Imagine that. But they seem to be pretty self-assured to me. And so I would encourage you that it's also time for you to realize how big you are. And I don't mean physically. I mean in your spirit, in your sense of personal power, in your sense of what you can do, what you're possible of, what you can achieve. You don't have to be vocal about it. You don't have to do anything, but there is a call for you to be at peace and to get to where you understand and you know, like you know that you know that you know, that 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 there's a largeness that you're being called to know about yourself or the things that you do, and that it will come to you and it'll really settle you down. You'll really be in a place of peace. Like, let's say that you've got a really big dream that you want to do, right? Some big thing you want to accomplish. And just that's the other thing, to allow yourself to dream that big or to do that big or to go towards something that is that big, whatever big is. And that it will come to you, and Whale will work with you with this, where it won't be that frantic, oh my God, I think I'm being called to do this. Oh my God, I really want to do this. How am I going to do it? And you know, that spins you on a whole nother thing. Stop. Take a deep breath. Whale is going to be right there for you, and it will be amazing. It will just be amazing. And you'll be in a sense of calmness. It will all flow. There will not be anything that will get in your way. And even if it's just an even keel like this, like a whale, right? I just feel such a sense of calm and such a sense of peace. So that's a lot to unpack for this morning. Goodness knows, I hope this live actually went live. It looks like it. I love you guys. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the little dingy thing so you get notified when the videos go live. Pick up your copy of the Archanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Please come join us. It's free on the forums, gatheringofmystics.com. And until tomorrow, what do you know you got to do? Do good for animals and stay wild.